Grab a seat. I'm delighted to introduce Naomi Spence. Naomi Spence works for Mission Africa. She's been on the mission in the mission zone all week on the Mission Africa stand, and we're just going to hear a little bit about the work of Mission Africa. So, Naomi, can you tell us a little bit about the work Mission Africa involved in? Africa is a pretty vast place, so how are you seeking to share Jesus there?
Yeah. Well, Mission Africa exists to bring the good news of Jesus to the people of Africa. And many of you will know a large portion of Africa has already heard this news, but there are many more who haven't, and many who are lacking in the area of discipleship and resources. The work that we do is varied in its form, involving many projects and ministries, and therefore we've categorized these into some key areas. Evangelism, which underpins everything that we do, church strengthening, in 4 countries at present: Nigeria, Chad, Burkina Faso and Kenya, with Ivory Coast and Uganda soon to be added to that list. And we reach Africa primarily through partnerships with the African churches, who can be much more effective than expats in evangelizing their own people. And when people serve with us, they tend to serve either on a long-term or short-term basis, so there's many opportunities to get involved.
Okay, brilliant. I think you're here tonight to primarily talk about the child sponsorship program, so can you tell us just about what that is, first of all?
Yes, so we will see a short video afterwards, which will tell a lot more, but Mission Africa Child Sponsorship Program is based in Kogi State, Nigeria, and it's been developed to give children access to education, medical care, food, and of course to hear the news of Christ. And they're able to do this by attending our Saturday Club in the Donegal Centre, where they enjoy spending time with other children on the program. The children don't live at the centre, they stay with their family, or where that's not possible, they're placed with a church family. So I'll leave the rest of the details for our video that's coming up soon. Okay,
so if that's a brief what of the child sponsorship, can you tell us a bit about why maybe, or can you give us a story of impact through it?
So one of the kids that have gone through the sponsorship program is now an adult, has given me this story, so I'm just going to read that. It's his story, so just if you bear with me, I'll just read this. It says, "My name is Victor. I was born to a Muslim family with big plans for my future. I always wanted to be a doctor. At the age of 2 years, my dad was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, and at the same time, my mum divorced my father. I was stranded as a child of 2. My uncle came to the village, took me to the city. Then I was there as a Muslim, and most things I needed were provided for me. Unfortunately, one evening, armed robbers attacked my uncle on his way home from work and killed him. Life became worse for me. I became a street boy begging for bread on the street and going to people's dustbins searching for what to eat. I lost my dad and many family relatives too. This lasted for a good number of years until someone brought me down to Kogi State. On arriving in Kogi State, I met a Mission Africa team from Donegal Church in the UK. We were given an essay competition by the team. I won the competition and was given sweets as my prize. I was delighted to be chosen as the best among many children that took part in the competition. And this drew my attention to the Donegal Centre, and I became closer to Mrs. Margaret Murdoch. One day she invited me for a film show in the church. I told her I can't enter the church because I was a Muslim. She persisted, and I finally went to the church and watched the Jesus film. I stayed in the Donegal Centre for a couple of years before I gained admission to university to study medicine. The journey has not been easy, but I'm sincerely grateful for the support and love shown to me so far. I'm presently in 5th year of studying, and hopefully in a year's time I will be a qualified medical doctor." And he finishes by saying, "Thank you and warm greetings, sending lots of love from Nigeria."
That's amazing. Is that the Donegal? Yeah. Is that the Donegal here in Northern Ireland?
Yeah.
Okay, that's about 5 miles from my house, so I'm just blown away of how, folks, these stories can maybe sometimes wash over us in different ways, but just how a church here and individuals here can have such an impact. Last question for Naomi before we watch the film. If our heart is stirred about this, or we want to find out more about child sponsorship or the work of Mission Africa, how do we get involved? How do we find out more?
Yeah, well, I've been at the stand all week, so thank you to those who've come to visit me and to chat to us. But to find out more about the programme, you can come and visit me at the stand, but you'll also find a QR code on one of our pull-up stands, so you can scan that on your phone, and that will lead you to more information. Or you can talk to any of us who are there, and we can give you leaflets, just talk you through the process. But we really believe that the programme is making a difference in the lives of the children in Nigeria. And we want to ask if you would consider partnering with us in this programme. And we would love to have 10 more children gain sponsorship this week. So if you're able to help, then please come to me.
And we'll find out.
A child who feels abandoned is given special attention by a sponsor who truly has experienced the blessing of a family and acquire vital skills for life. Our vision is to bring the good news of Jesus to the children in Nigeria. Many vulnerable children and orphans have lost their sense of childhood due to sickness, poverty, and lack of education, meaning they are unable to reach their full potential in life. We currently have 170 children and teenagers enrolled on sponsorship, the youngest child being 3 years old and the oldest teenager being 19. Through sponsorship, these children and teenagers are then given the opportunity to receive a primary and secondary school education so that they can not only be an asset to themselves, their families and their communities, but to the country of itself. They are also shown the love of Jesus every weekend by attending a Saturday Bible club where they hear stories, learn memory verses and sing songs, but most importantly, learn of a Father who loves them unconditionally. And finally, through your sponsorship, each child is cared for and loved equally. If they become ill and are in need of any type of medical attention, sponsorship will cover the cost of their medical fees, as well as large quantities of food are provided quarterly for the child and their immediate family. It is our prayer that the Mission Africa Child Sponsorship Programme will be an avenue to restoring childhood back into these young lives, and we invite you to join us in starting your sponsorship journey today.